Today I'm going to rank Cybertruck accessories and what is good, what is not, what is frivolous, and I want to apologize in advance to my prospective sponsors for not shilling your products.
Wow!
Alright, so without further ado, let's get started. And I am using the first accessory right now, and this is the desk. It is for Tesla models X, Ys. It's not exactly for the Cybertruck, however it works as long as you set your driver position. You can do that by setting a local driver profile and adjusting it to how you want, but it is roomy. I have my laptop here. It may be a bit difficult to see, but it's there and it does work out just fine. Okay, so once you have that set up, then you have a great little desk that you can work away from home, away from a nagging person at your home.
Bruh.
And so this can be a mobile desk workstation. So desk is S tier. And there are different types of these desktops. I have the folding one as well. And that actually works. The folding with the straps is not the most solid, it's not the most large. However, that does work fine. It's a little bit cheaper than this one. This one is at $40 and it works fine. The surface is nice and wide. Next accessory to rank is the phone holder. And I have a phone holder here. You just gotta have a phone holder. And I chose this one. I got it for $19. It's just a MagSafe version and there's no charging. Okay, so this one is just a plain. The magnet is extremely strong. There is no sticky pad. There's no adhesive. It just clamps onto your screen. In case you want to know, there is a pivot point here. This can be moved up, down, left, right. So you can really position it where you want it. However, one downfall is that because of these clamp system, it can wobble a little bit. In practice and driving, it seems perfectly fine. And there's nothing to worry about. So in addition to this, you do need to have a cable. This one charges via just a USB cable. I run it down the line all the way to the charger, and it does work out just well. And the Cybertruck has 65 watt charging, so it's best to charge with the cable. MagSafe is hit and miss depending on your case, so that's why I avoid MagSafe charging. This does the job and it does it well, and it's not much effort to plug in your cable, which is dangling right here, right behind the screen, so it's not that big of a deal. Give this an S tier for sure. Okay, so next on the accessory is a roof rack. Okay, so we have this roof rack right here. It is a funky looking roof rack, and it's just 3 to 4 crossbars across, and I'll tell you, I do not like this design. If you've ever had a roof rack on your truck before, you want it high enough so that you have bottom access, and because this thing is so low, you're going to step into here and you're going to find out that once you move up the tunnel, this thing is only a few inches higher than the tunnel. So if you have taller objects, it's not going to be able to fit underneath, and that breaks the utility of this roof rack a whole lot, in my opinion. It's just not that good. It looks nice, clean, and sleek. However, I've seen like custom welded roof racks, and I do think that is a better solution until something comes along. And you want the roof rack a little bit higher for just getting large items like a sofa, a washing machine, or whatnot into your truck bed. You're wasting a lot of space having this roof rack angled like this. On top of it, it's angled, it's not flat. I would prefer if a roof rack were flat, like an Asian lady. So actually I'm gonna rank this D tier. It is at the bottom. Okay, so next up are these Molle attachments, and in the description you can see that there's some tools mounted to the Molle thing. However, the Molle attachments are at the side rear of the truck, and in my opinion that is not very accessible. So if you want those tools, you have to climb inside of the truck bed to get those tools. It's kind of worthless It looks cool, but I don't think it's very useful or practical at all. I know some people might disagree. I'm giving this a C listing. It is below average. Next up is the tray. Okay, so there is a tray, and this tray can be used to store anything, sunglasses, change, whatnot. The issue with this tray is that it sits in the sun. It is big, it is bulky, it is ugly. I wouldn't get it for myself. I think some others might get it. I am gonna give this a mid. It is mid at best. Okay, B, $30 or $29. Let's say yeah. So that is a mid. Okay. Next up is the center console tray. So when you have the Cybertruck, you have a Noun Foundation series, you're not going to get a center console tray. And this center console is deep, and it's a large cavity. And what are you going to do? You're going to put change, you're going to put your sunglasses, your phone, whatnot. Your registration will probably go in the glove compartment. However, this tray is very necessary. So it is cheap. The one I got on Amazon was like $7. Of course, they're going to raise the price, but $7 was what I paid for it. So this is, in my opinion, it is a must-have. I use it to divide a lot of items in here, and I have USB cables, pens, pencils, change. It all goes there instead of going all the way to the bottom where it is much more difficult to get out. Next item are these under buckets. These under bucket trays to hold stuff in, water bottles, rope, whatever you're holding. I don't think they work that well. They're just wedged in with friction. On top of that, a lot of them have a description that they don't work with floor mats other than the stock flat one, which I'll get to a little bit later. So nah, I'm gonna give this maybe a C. Probably frivolous. Okay. Next one, these running boards. I mean, the running boards, they look cool. I give it that. Is it really necessary? Probably not. I have a 6-year-old that has no problems getting in this Cybertruck. However, if you're elderly and the lowest ride height mode isn't enough for you, then maybe it'll work out for you. This thing is $700. It's not cheap, and it does modify it, makes your truck look cool, so I give it a B. Okay. Next up are these rings. I got these rings for the L-Track, and they kind of look chintzy. They're rated for 4,000 pounds, which I do not believe that they can support 4,000 pounds. However, they could probably support 500 pounds. And even at 500 pounds, this is extremely good. Basically, anything that you tie up to it that you need to stay in place, it will do the job, in my opinion. I think it will. And so this thing costs $16 for 12. That is a bargain, and it totally transforms the usefulness of your truck bed. I had previous trucks before, and I really wish that I had an L-Track. I didn't even know that was a thing back then, to be honest. So, S tier. Next item is the bottom tray. Let's talk about this tray right here. So this tray is it's a bottom tray where you put drinks and where you put change or loose items. It's just a divider system organizer, and I don't think it's all that necessary. There's a drink holder right here. There is an organizer right here. Your glove compartment's easier to access. So the bottom tray is going to be blocking stuff, because that bottom cavity is actually kind of useful for when you're just climbing across trying to get to the glove compartment, when you're putting a backpack, when you're putting a tray of drinks, when you're putting food. That tray is actually useful down there. It's really good. So you don't want to block access to that. So I am going to give this accessory tray a D. It's a fail. And alternatively, if you want to have a tray to capture water, capture liquids in case you spill. Then there's this other tray. It costs a whole lot less, and it'll do the job. And I give it A tier. I believe there's one longer one that covers the entire cavity, and it has a lip all around. So if you spill a drink, spill some food, it's all good. So yeah, it's an A. Mud guards. Okay, so I don't have issues with mud flinging on my Cybertruck. I don't see it happening. However, these mud guards, I think they look good and they are practical. And if you're having problems with mud flinging on your Cybertruck, I would get these. They're inexpensive. It gets an A. Okay, so next one, these floor mats. Okay, the non-foundation series comes with floor mats that are just, they're cloth or whatnot, and as soon as you get a little bit of sand in it, oh, it is like impossible to remove. It is inside of your floor mats, and cleaning it, it's not gonna be as elegant as these TPF floor mats. And when you first get these TPF floor mats, you see that the fit is a little bit off. However, with maybe a day breaking in, it conforms like perfectly. I'm surprised how well this thing fits into the Cybertruck. I believe the set I got was $70. I'll put some generic links in the description, and totally worth it. Your truck is gonna get dirty. I mean, as a truck, right? You're gonna get dirty outside. You're gonna walk in dirt, sand, mud, whatever. You walk in the Cybertruck, and the floor mats that came with it is going to get filthy. And this one, a lot better. You could get it dirty and just bring it outside, wash it, dry it in the sun for a few minutes, and this thing's going to capture liquid too because there's a lip. It is S tier for sure. Okay, so next up are these handles, and you can see these handles on Amazon. They're handles so that you don't get your fingerprints on the Cybertruck. They help grasp and close, but the way they're built, I mean, they just use adhesives. They stick onto the side of your door, and then you use your hands to close it, but it is not intuitive at all because your hand is inside of the lip. And God forbid, if you close it and take out some fingers, they're not going to grow back. This door, I mean, that's an unintuitive way to reach inside of the lip. I give these F tier. Sorry for being so brutal, but you know, that's just my opinion. So the next one. Okay. This one, the mats for the truck bed, the mats for the front, the mats for that bottom little storage compartment. Is it really necessary? I mean, the bed is already covered. It's not like a bed that is plain. There's a covering on it already. Some trucks, they come bare metal, and if you get bare metal truck, yeah, you definitely need a liner, or should get a liner, because you'll get a scratch. It's gonna rust. So it makes sense to get a liner. However, this truck bed back here, it's already lined. So why are you going to get a liner on top of the liner? And when you do that, you're going to be blocking the little storage unit back there. It won't be able to open easily. You have to lift up your liner to open the storage. What is the point? And same with the front and that back piece. It's already lined. And the liner that comes with it is clean. I get that you can build stuff potentially, but are you really going to have like open beverages in those two areas, in the front or in that little tray area? That tray area, you know, I'm going to talk about it in a different video. It's just not so great, okay? It just makes no sense. Giving this a D tier. Next up are the seats. Seat covers. So these are perforated, and I believe the ones that you buy are probably perforated, and it should be because the Cybertruck has heated seats. So it's temperature controlled. You need those perforations. I think these seats, they look nice. I've seen them on other videos. They're $300 and up, which is reasonable because they come in leather. They do look nice. Installation looks easy. However, due to my family having females in the family, the type of females that leak into diapers.
Bruh.
They're just overly concerned about the color white. It's just not going to work out for them because, well, white and red don't mix as well as black and red. It's harder to see. I'm not going to rank this bad because the females in my house cannot contain themselves. However, I will give this one a mid score. You know, I would actually love it to have these, and there's a couple brands that reached out to me, but I haven't taken them because of that issue of being just so white. So I am giving this B level. It is mid tier. Next up is this under storage seat. I think I may have forgotten this one. And this under storage seat, it costs $170. It is very useful. I think I can see this being useful for a lot of people. However, it's not technically it's not that useful for me because I have items that are larger than what can fit in here and still comfortably fit underneath the seat. And sometimes you just want something quick in access and you stuff it under the seat like a large brimmed hat. It's not going to fit in there easily. So you're going to have to pop up, open your seat, put the hat in, and then close your seat. I don't see it super practical, but would have been nice if it were sectional. For instance, I only need the midsection storage. I don't need all 3 sections, the entire length of the bottom seat to be open, or maybe half of this seat, because the seat pull up on the left side is 2 seats, on the right side is just 1 seat. So maybe there's 2 sections where there's storage, and you could get them separately or even together as long as they're sectioned, they're removable, and you don't have to use all or none. But because of the storage it provides, I'm going to give this one an A. I do think it is very useful and it's going to be helpful for a lot of people to be able to store rope, bungee, whatever you need in there. It's very roomy. And the only downside is that you're going to have to pull up your seat up and down repeatedly just to get items that if you're going to frequent, it might be a hassle. Anyhow, that's all I have for this video. What do you guys think of these accessories? Do you think it's totally necessary or are they frivolous? Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to like, subscribe, share. See you in the next one. Take care.